Hi, I'm Anthony Steiniger. I'm a train operator.
And I'm Seth Rosenberg. I'm a train operator as well and a longtime shop steward at Local 100.
We're with a coalition called Local 100 Fight Back. We'll be on your ballot this November. We hope for you to vote for us. We're going to show you a video that shows why you should vote for us. The video is very important, and in a minute we're going to show it to you. The video shows what we're about and what we stand for and what makes us different from others that are running in this election. Now, the video is taken from a community meeting that was held last night with our president, the MTA's president, Andy Byford. The community meeting, the town hall, was held for Andy Byford to field questions and answers regarding his Fast Forward program, his plan to fix the subway in 10 years and get everything running in place. Local 100 Fight Back, our coalition. This meeting was open to everyone, but our coalition was the only coalition, the only people who are running in this election to have members in attendance there, and have members in attendance there who were willing to ask questions from Byford. Now, I hear that at the meeting, Byford didn't want to field questions verbally. He wanted to have a card system.
Yeah, that's correct. Byford wanted to have a town hall meeting. However, he wanted to be the only person that spoke. I think that says a lot. We were never going to let that happen. Throughout the meeting, Byford talked about how he wanted to empower his employees and how he had so much respect for them. So at the end of the meeting, I stood up and challenged him. I said, I'm one of your employees. Do you want to empower me right now and give me a chance to speak? So we had to break the rules if we had to.
Yeah, now, what I want you to take from this video is that it shows our approach to management. And we understand that the very nature of the relationship between management and workers is an adversarial one. Unlike others who are running, we will never take selfies with management. We will not pretend, nor will we attempt to be friends with management. We understand that it is an adversarial relationship. While it may not always be a hostile relationship, it will be a professional relationship, yet always adversarial. Management does not want the same things that you want. Management, and it's been proven, it's been shown over and over again, and you know this, management wants to cut your wages, to give you the smallest raise possible. They want to cut back, scale back on your benefits. They would have you working more hours for less money. And this has been proven time and time again, and with every contract that we've had for the past decade or so. So what we understand that they are not our friends, and we need to look out for our interests as a union.
Yep. And we took that approach to this community meeting, and I challenged Byford on the horrible disciplinary system we have down at 2 Broadway, and the fact that we now know for sure that our signal system has not been calibrated and functioning properly. I demanded that the cases be reopened, going back into the past, that people's records be purged, and that people's money that was taken away from them be given back to them with interest.
Yeah, with interest. Now, we got important admissions from Mr. Byford at this meeting. And I want you to pay particularly close attention to it because it speaks to the culture, the disciplinary culture that we've been subjected to here at the MTA, and particularly in RTO for the past, umpteen years, for as long as anyone can remember. Now, Byford, in this video, says that he believes that everyone should be innocent until proven guilty. We know that it's the reverse currently. We also understand that no one should be disciplined, that what Byford said, we should take this and we should look at this and we should pay particularly close attention to this, that no discipline should be meted out based on faulty signals. Now let's get to the video.
It'd be useful to know who you are, where you work.
My name is Seth Rosenberg.
Hey, Seth.
I'm a train operator for New York City Transit, one of your
Thank you for your service.
I'm also a shop steward for Local 100. Thanks. As you may know, there was a... I don't need this. I can talk loud.
No, please use the mic. These people are the...
Okay. Oops, sorry. As you may know, was a recent New York Times article that discussed the signaling system and how the signals aren't calibrated properly. That leads to a lot of uncertainty for transit workers. It leads to a lot of delays. What the public might not know is that the discipline system in New York City Transit is out of control. It's a system of plantation justice, where mostly Black and Latino workers face thousands and thousands of cases of discipline, including ones based on the signaling system that doesn't work properly. For years, the MTA has known that that's the case, but has yet continued with its discipline, pretending that workers are always at fault. This environment has created an atmosphere of fear and stress for train operators like myself. Time and time again, our workers were hit with unfair penalties and severely escalating penalties that affected the economy for our families. After the New York Times article came out, one might wonder why train operators were still being disciplined in the same way. But now we have proof that the system was rigged against us. MTA management, and what the public may not know is MTA management has been running a train to test these signals and has found that over 100 of them were at fault. They calibrated them the trains carefully, and it passed the red signal over 100 times in different places. In the criminal justice system, when there is a corrupt cop or a flaw in the test, then every case connected to it is thrown out. I think it's only right that we consider that pattern. All cases of signal overruns by train operators should be reopened. Any case where it cannot be shown beyond a reasonable doubt that it was the fault of the signal system, the old case should be thrown out. All trace of it should be removed from the train operator's record, and the monetary penalty should be returned with interest. We faced unfair plantation justice for too long. It's time that we get immediate action to show that you're serious about basic fairness and justice. If you want to change the culture, that's the action we want to see. Wouldn't you agree? You talk about modernizing the system. I think that's great. But if we're going to move into the future, wouldn't you agree that we have to reckon with the past as well? Thank you.
Question for you, Mr.
Okay,
President.
well, let me just answer that question first, if I may. So, well, I could talk for the rest of the evening on this. I would say that, well, first up, I could have just put up a plan when I first came here on the 18th of January. I think most people expected, oh, Byford's going to turn up at Bowling Green. We can predict what he's going to say. He's going to say, yeah, we need to sort the subway out and we need to do something about the buses. I think the two things that people were taken aback by, and it certainly caused some alarm bells in my HQ, was I did speak about accessibility, but the thing I think most people did not expect me to talk about, but I absolutely did, and it forms a quarter of the Fast Forward plan, was to talk about culture and the importance that I attribute to creating the right culture such that people do a good job because they want to, not through coercion. I have never believed in big stick management. I have never exercised big stick management. I get people to do things because they want to do it, not because of a fear factor. So I do believe that you should differentiate between capability and conduct. There is a fundamental difference. Capability being making a mistake. I make mistakes, yeah? As long as you hold your hands up, it's not a cardinal sin. Conduct, knowingly doing something wrong when you're an adult, is a different matter. So that's a philosophy that I absolutely ascribe to. I expect that to be the norm within the company. What you won't know is just how much we've been doing behind the scenes to do that. In fact, me being pretty prescriptive with my management team about the management style that I want them to address. People should be treated as innocent unless proven guilty. If something does happen, it should not be the Spanish Inquisition. Absolutely, we're going to ask you about it, but it shouldn't seem like some sort of Inquisition. The GSMs that I referred to earlier, okay, they're not subways, right, but they're station managers, were chosen with two key criteria. Do you know what they were? A proven passion for customer service and a proven ability to lead people, because not everyone can do it. And even on the FYI network, internal TV, the other day, I put out a statement, because I knew you guys would see it, but it was absolutely expecting my managers to be held to account by people like yourself. I said it's a weak manager or a weak supervisor that can only rely on authority. Good managers and supervisors get things done because the troops respect them, and the respect is mutual. It works both ways. So you mentioned to me the signal timers, and you said just in the last few days there's been trains out there testing, right? Mm-hmm. Why do you think that was? Because I asked for that.
I know you
So if you don't, so I'd like to think that actions speak louder than words. Absolutely, I don't say, I'm not going around saying to the public that it's overcrowding, which was the previous excuse given for the subway performing poorly. That's a complete euphemism. It's not overcrowding. Overcrowding isn't the cause, it's the symptom. And secondly, we needed to look at what is the root cause of what's causing the lane running. Quite often it is because some of the signals were wrongly calibrated, so people should absolutely not be punished for them. In terms of turning the clock back, I'm not going to turn the clock back. If you think there's been a miscarriage of justice, you should raise that by the appropriate channels.